Hey everybody, welcome back to When Words Fail Music Speaks podcast. This is James, your handicapped host. In this podcast is where we fight depression with the power of music. And I have an awesome guest. I feel like she has the same abilities that we have um, to bring out to you today. I'm not sure what I'm talking about right now, but that's okay. Uh, Kingsley is here with us. But first, before we have her on, let me tell you about her. So Kingsley grew up in Chicago, immersed in a house music driven, based by a passion for performing from a young age. As the third of eight, wow, that's a lot. Eight siblings. She began singing Disney songs, which is always great, before she could talk. Later, joining the choir and teaching herself guitar and piano. But by the age of 10, she started a family band with her sisters, inspired by the Jonas Brothers. After producing her first single, Lie Detector, in her parents' basement, Kingsley pursued a double degree in vocal performances and business administration. She moved to Portland, Oregon, where she quickly immersed herself in the music industry, working in marketing roles and local venues before deciding to pursue music full time. She's great at it, y'all. She's great. Um, she soon became a key figure in Portland's underground music scene, known for her genre-defying sounds and sold out shows. Kingsley, what's up? How you doing?
Hi, I'm really excited. This
Well,
is going to be a great talk.
yes, that is a lot to say, and I'm sure you're like, because every time I introduce guests, they're like, I did all that. They can't believe that. Do you feel the same way, or do you okay? Well,
I needed the reminder. I think you
okay,
get so lost in the doing, you forget that what you've done,
right.
Like I'm a
Yeah.
very much on to the next, on to the next. And so just sitting and smiling, being like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
I did start there and that's where it all incubated and
Yeah.
that's where I grew up.
Yeah. And it reminds me of what you did in the past, because we were talking about my age, and you just said I'm just starting out. I'm 44, y'all. Uh, Everybody else tells me I'm much younger than I look, much younger than I am. But yeah. So when people rattle off what I did, I'm like, okay, I did that. That's yeah, all right, yeah, because
Right.
yeah, because you kind of need a reminder to remind yourself to keep going, keep pushing. Do the best you
Yeah.
can. So.
Yeah, I don't even, you said you're old, and I'm like, you're not.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just all a construct, right? Every year you
yeah,
get to do more and more things. And
right,
I just, every year I get older, I'm just more excited for how much knowledge I've gathered so that I can do bigger and better things.
right, yeah. So, have you ever went to in a room and like, why am I here? And then like it hits. Oh, wait a minute, I did this. Have you done that yet? 'Cause
Yes,
oh,
all the
okay, so it's
time.
just it's just starting to you, yeah. Because it happened to me like last year. I'm like, I don't like this. And this was, you know.
Yeah. I think like looking around and being like, am I supposed to be here is such a weird feeling. Like, I've been in a lot of rooms where I'm like, how the heck did I get here? Like, I
Right,
don't know.
like what am I doing
Um,
there? Yeah,
but you belong in every room that you enter, and because of you, other people will get inspired to enter into those rooms too. So I'm constantly on the edge of like, how the heck did I get here? And duh, I should be here.
right, exactly. Yeah, yeah. So you grew up in Chicago. I just got to ask you this because I mean, obviously, people want to know: is it as bad as the news presents it? Okay,
No,
so that's all jargon.
it's always jargon. I think
Yeah,
the ability to strike fear will
yeah,
get people to never go, right? And so if
yeah.
you come, you will experience such joy, such happiness. They're one of the greatest people I've ever met in my life. Like
Mm.
I have met someone out at the club and then 2 years later stood up in their wedding. Like that's the kind
Nice.
of they're so like when I call it Chicago cool, they're the coolest people you ever meet. They're the kindest people you ever meet. They're very quick to the point. Like don't waste my time. We don't really do the hi, hello, how are you? Because
Yeah,
like whatever.
get to it. Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
get to the point and let's move on. But yeah, I think the news has a really good job of striking fear in order for you to not go and experience something. And I hate that for people. I'm like,
yeah,
don't allow someone to project their fear onto you so you miss out on something. So I would say definitely you should come to Chicago because
yeah.
one, greatest food, I'm gonna say greatest people and
And they got
yeah.
great, and they got great music there too, right?
great music scene,
Yeah,
like great music scene. Some of my favorite artists came from Chicago. Like it's a great music scene.
right. So you're in Portland, Oregon right now, correct?
I'm at my parents' house.
Oh, okay.
So I'm a digital nomad. I tour and travel. So I'll be back in Portland next week on Friday, and then I have a tour, and then the next week I'm in London after that. So it's like
Yeah.
this is my come home, say hi to my parents before I'm overseas for 6 months again. So yeah, this is
Oops.
our Christmas. We celebrate Christmas now. So,
Christmas in what is it? September. I love it.
Christmas in August and September. Yeah.
I love
I
it.
always do a fall or an early fall Christmas with my parents because I'm never here. So
Yeah, yeah. So you mentioned you go overseas. So what countries are you going to, or can?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I start always I fly from usually like the West Coast to Iceland, and then I
Mm,
start in Iceland, and then Iceland I'll go to London, and then from London I'll go to Portugal, and then I'll go back to London because you can get to so many things.
yeah,
And then I'll spend a weekend in Wales, come back to London, a weekend in Milan, come back to London, and then a week in France, and then stay in London. Usually that's right around Christmas time. So I'll hang out there. But this year, one of my friends is going to be in Ibiza. So I was like, oh, I'll come with you. So I'm
yeah.
just going to jump with her
Is
and
that
go to
Greece?
Ibiza.
That's in Greece, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I just travel like every other weekend, I'm somewhere else.
Yeah. Well, I love you for that because I hate being bored. That's one thing in
Me
life that I
too.
can't stand. I got to be busy. Like
I got to do
hopefully there's
something.
something. As long as I'm doing something, I don't want to stay home and watch TV. It's like, well, TV's
Yeah.
fun, but not always. Yeah.
I'm not a TV person either.
Yeah. Right. Okay, so let's go out and talk about your music. So I desperately love your voice.
Thank
You have like
you.
one of the best voice I've ever heard,
Thank
especially
you.
in the song "Vibe."
Ah,
That is such a good. That's all for everybody listening. That's on her first record. I am because I am, which came out what 2017, I think
18,
18.
28,
Okay, okay, yeah, yeah.
almost 10.
Right, right. But yeah, but
You talk about your age. I'm like, I never know how old I am until you tell me the year my products were released. I'm like, oh my gosh.
2018 is not that far long ago. It just feels like we passed 2018. But when you talk about 44, Jesus, right? No, but the song vibe is what it is. It's a really good vibe, and I feel like that could be I feel like that could be placed in any movie anywhere, and it'll fit automatically. You know.
It actually got a sync deal. It was in an MTV show.
Okay.
I think it was like Teen Mom season 2 or something like that.
Yeah.
It did get a scene. It was a very cool.
Nice.
So yeah.
Because that was my next question. Did it get promoted in the movie? And MTV is great. I don't know about
Yeah.
now, but back then, I don't. I mean,
Yeah.
but they don't play any
Yeah.
good stuff. Well, yeah, besides
Yeah,
your songs.
Vibe's actually my dad's favorite song from
Yes.
all of my projects. So
Yeah.
that you like that warms my heart
I
too.
love it. Yeah. And another song that I like is Ghost from the same album. I am because I am. Everybody should download it right now. Buy it. Is it an in physical copy? Can people run online and buy the CDs?
So they can't do physical copy,
Okay.
but you can go to Bandcamp and type in Kingsley Music.
Okay.
And the cool thing about Bandcamp is you can so like if the download's 99 cents, you can pay more. Like if you
Yeah.
want to just pay the artist extra, you can do that. So I really love using Bandcamp because it like
Nice.
allows you to like tip the artist.
Yeah. I actually talked to the owner in an interview that he owns Bandcamp. So
Oh,
very good
nice.
guy.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
one of my favorite programs to use as an
Yes,
artist. I'm
yes,
like, yes.
because what they're doing over there is they're giving the artists more ability to charge
Yeah.
what they want instead of
The
depending
streaming
on
companies.
yeah right yeah because they'll take you for an arm and a leg, not even
Yes.
in that order, so you know
Yeah.
um so your second album, Crying on Holidays, um you have a song that I want to ask you about. It's called You Didn't. And there's two versions, and I love the second version. I don't know if that's a slight on you, but I just love acoustic versions. So, what made you pick this song as opposed to any of your songs on Crying on Holidays that you wanted to acoustically do this?
Yeah, so that song actually, I was playing it at this So Far Sounds like anti-Valentine's Day show. And because it was like an anti-Valentine's Day show, I like took some of my songs and I started like mixing them up to be acoustic. So it felt intimate, but it was like, very heartbreak.
Yeah.
And when I finished playing that song or that set, I had a girl come up to me and was like, "Hey, is that version on online?" And I'm like, "Oh no, I just did it for this show." She was like, "It really should be on your record." And because my record wasn't done, I was like, "I'm gonna throw it in there.
Yeah.
We're gonna figure it out."
Right.
And so we ended up putting it on the record like at the very end. So it was just one person at a show was like, "Oh, I really want to have that," and I was like,
Right.
"I'll make it happen for you."
Yeah.
So
See, that's one thing that I love about independent artists is they can do anything. Because if she said that, you was like, I gotta go to my publisher and
and
now I
ask all
can't do
these
it. Yeah,
people.
yeah. That's just too much red tape.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I really love that acoustic style.
Me too. You really get to hear the words. So all of my, so like I Am Because I Am, I did an EP called I Am Because I Feel, which is the acoustic version of I Am Because I Am, right? So I
Oh,
took my
nice.
favorite songs and then put them on a whole full EP together.
Yeah,
Um and then same with Crying on Holidays. I did a live acoustic version. I took my favorite songs from Crying on Holidays and I did it again. And it was really like the ripple effect of that girl that I was like, oh my gosh, these lyrics are so good.
yeah.
And they really are healing, right? I was writing from a place of pain and like trying to figure out how to get over a breakup and being so far away. So getting to like strip it back so people can hear what I say,
Yeah.
is just such a deeper connection that I get to have with people. So
So is I am because I feel out or like
yes, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So I gotta get that. I mean, just for the songwriting though.
I
Yeah.
know you'll like that one.
Yeah, it's like
I
yes,
will
dude.
I'll DM it to you after
Yes,
we get
please
off.
do.
Yeah,
Yes,
I got you.
please do. Knowing me, 44, I'll probably forget
I
tomorrow. So,
got you. I got you.
thank you so much. Okay, so in songs, um, I understand that there's a need for curse words, and I know a lot of people don't like them, and I know you've had a few on Trying on Holidays. But okay, so your first album, I Am Because I Am, did not have cuss words, right? The second one, full of them, and I love it. I love it, dude. But most people are like, I don't know why she uses those words. So okay, so
Did my mom tell you to say this?
no, but my mom would. My mom would, but I'm sure your mom is a lovely, lovely person too. Um, so uh, so what changed between your first record and this record to utilize, you know, cuss
Yeah.
words? Yeah.
And the next one is going to be even worse.
Oh
um,
no.
I think
Okay.
I think it was, so the first record, I was just trying to make a record, right? It was my first time doing a project. And so many people told me, like, don't make a record, make an EP or only release singles. And I'm an Aries and I'm hard-headed and I don't like people telling me what I can't and can't do. Like, you can't make a record as a,
Amen.
so
Yeah.
I just kind of I don't want to say rush it, but like once the project was done, I was ready for my next, like I learned so much.
Yeah.
And so with I Am Because I Am, it really was this like last chapter of this person because I had gone to college like my parents said. I've gotten the degrees like my parents said. I moved to Portland with a partner that I knew I was supposed to get married to, but like I didn't really understand, right? I had done all of these things always for other people. So that version of myself like bottled up,
Yeah.
even the song like No Good on my record, I'm no good for you, right? I'm like really coming to grips with like who I am as a person. Like I'm 23, 24. And everything you do from that moment has been someone telling you what to do, right? I wasn't deciding to go to school. My parents decided it. I wasn't deciding to be a music major. I liked music and that's what you do, So that version of myself was very much like this tamed Christian girl who was, and then leave my partner, move into my own place, start making more, snowball effect, explore who I am as a person, start dating, like really dating. I had never really dated.
Yeah.
And so then you get your heart broken again because that's what happens when you put yourself out there. So the second record was just like this ability to grieve loudly without anyone telling me like don't cry, like I had never cried. Like I cry all the time now, but like growing up we weren't allowed to cry. So like trying to figure out this navigation. So you really start to see like who I am when I'm like groveling with feeling feeling my feelings in the second record. It
Right.
really is to like let go and just be and
Yeah.
sit.
Mm, mm.
And
Yeah.
sometimes that means you swear.
Yes. Right. Well, I mean, okay, so uh there is a need for cussing sometimes that my mom doesn't understand, you know.
I tell you
Because what
what.
do you do when you lose your job? Oh, fiddlesticks. No, no, well, no,
I'm gonna
mom.
actually start saying that though.
We
I
all
like
say,
that.
no, we say, oh, I'm going to bleep that out because that, you know. Yeah, but so when you learn that your next chapter in your music is your next chapter in life, you know, and your listeners want to grow with you, and so they would understand you more, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess those words
Yeah.
are needed sometimes.
I think that also, like, if people don't like it, there's so much more to listen to. And I think so when I was making my first record, I was trying to make it so everyone liked my music,
Yeah,
right? I wanted to make sure, and that's such a really hard thing to be
it
everything
is.
for everyone.
Yeah,
And then you have to perform it. So you're performing songs 100 times over that you don't really like, that you don't feel connected to.
yeah,
And so even like this third record is I wrote this really sexy song and I played it for my mom and I was like, oh my gosh, she's gonna like judge me and my mom was like, wow, that was so good. She was like, you really like grovel with your voice. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm over here worried about like all the things, but like she's looking at how much creative expression and freedom I'm like having with my art because it's
yeah.
mine.
Right.
And so like once I learned that, all bets were off. Like I make music for myself. And if you vibe with it or if it helps you, I'm here for that. But at the end of the day, it's
Yeah.
it's mine. And I
Exactly.
get to share it with you. And that's that.
Yeah, because many listeners know when a feelings behind the song is like bullshit. You know, I mean they can really politely saying, you know, they can pick it up. You know, and if it feels authentic to them, then
Yeah.
they'll be one of your biggest fans of real life. You know,
Yeah.
so. I also want to discuss a thing I saw on your Instagram. Um, you posted a clip of you in tears in a song. Can you tell us uh, what that day was for you and what brought on the tears while you were singing? Because music
Yeah.
is such a powerful thing, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'm going to say trigger warning for anyone listening. I'm going to talk about suicide and depression. So if that makes you uncomfortable, skip
That's
over this
exactly what we
part.
talk. That's what we talk
Okay.
about here. So
Do a
feel
little
free.
trigger warning for folks.
Right? Yeah. Feel free.
Um, so when I originally wrote that song, this is 2017, 2016, when I originally wrote it. It was for my little sister who was being bullied so bad, online bullying and um, my mom I can't remember what we were doing, but we had her phone for something and I like we're like clicking on something and we end up seeing that she was trying to like hang herself. She was like Googling how to do it properly. Which struck a really big conversation about like what the heck is happening, what the heck is going on.
Yeah.
Um and so when I was originally writing it, it was for her. Like um I was writing all the things that I was hoping she would get out.
Yeah.
Um and fast forward, I started going through my own things. Like I had never, this past December, we had one of our close friends end up murdering his entire family. So we went to a funeral with six hearses. It was the most grief in one room I had ever felt. Because you've seen one hearse, but seeing six is
Yeah.
something I don't even know how to express. Um, and that was so that happened. I had to move back home and being home is a very touchy situation. It's very there's a lot of good, but there's some bad that that childhood trauma that you still have to sort through.
Yeah.
So I was having all of this grief and I didn't know what to do with it, and all of this depression, and I didn't know what to do with it. And for the first time ever, I felt suicidal. Like I just felt like it doesn't matter if I continue on because this is just so heavy to continue on. And my friend called me and was like, "Hey, I want you to do a show in Portland for Black History Month. We're going to put it together. We just need your approval. Like, just put your face on there.
Yeah.
We'll take care of everything." I'm like, "All right, I'm going to go for a weekend." I'm going to go to Portland for a weekend. I'm going to play the show. And I'd lived in Portland for 6 years. So Portland is like second home for me. I'm like, I'm going to go there and I'm going to tell my friends finally, like, hey guys, I'm not actually okay. I'm struggling. And I didn't tell them until I was on stage when I was about to sing the song. We ended up putting it on the set very last minute. And when I sang it, it just felt like years was just coming up and out of my
Mm.
body. And it felt so good to be so truthful with how I'm feeling because I was always told to like hide my sadness or, like I'm a strong Black woman. You can't ever struggle. You can't, you got to be the face for everyone. And so to just show them, like, hey guys, I'm really, really, I need love. And the only way I can do it is to have you guys sing along with me. And so in there, you see me like sit in the video, I'm like on the ground and everyone is singing with me.
Yeah.
And it was one of the most healing moments I've ever had in my life through music.
And I saw a girl sit with you, right? Yeah, she was great. Yeah.
My
Yeah.
sweet, sweet P. Yeah, my
Yeah.
sweet Ashley.
Yeah.
Yeah, she cries every time I sing that song, but we bawled
Yeah.
this time. It
Right.
was yeah. I was speaking to a lot of people,
Oh, yeah.
including myself.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Cause we forget that cause us fans always think that yeah the song could be like when I hear a song I think about my friends. I rarely think about the individual writing it sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's good that you wrote the song just for you this time. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for everybody else too.
And for everyone else. So I forget, yeah, I forget how much I really enjoy that song because it's such a heavy song. But in that moment, it wasn't heavy at all. It just felt I felt so light after I sang it.
Hmm.
Um, so freed from what I had been holding in.
Yeah, that's nice. See, music helps. Music heals
Yeah,
too.
it
Yeah, so everything. Yeah, so.
does.
So let's talk about your family for a minute. Um, did I read you? Did I hear you say you've got six brothers and
Yeah,
sisters? Or
seven. I have seven
seven?
siblings. Yeah, so I'm one of eight.
Jesus. Well, I know eight. Oh, okay, so you're the youngest, or like the middle?
No,
No.
yeah, I'm the third oldest. The third
Okay.
oldest.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have some kind of power, right? Some kind. Lay it down, right? Yes. Yes. No. Um, but how did growing up in a large family influence your creativity and passion for music?
Um, So I would say like the good parts of it is like watching my siblings. Like I was a very observing person. Like I taught myself to play guitar because I watched my sister teach herself to play guitar.
Okay.
My sister has perfect pitch. She doesn't do music, which drives me crazy.
I'm
I'm
so
like, girl,
jealous.
she can
I'm
pick up
so
any
jealous. I
violin, guitar, piano, it doesn't matter. She can pick it
yeah.
up and play. And so just watching, so I have relative pitch, which means like Sam Smith's Stay With Me is in the key of C. So as
Mm,
long as I know I can sing that song in my head, I can figure out where the notes are.
yeah.
But I learned that through her. She taught me since I didn't have perfect pitch, like how to have relative pitch. And she like we explored, Live 8, which I don't even know if it's a recording program anymore, to like make our first song. And she harmonized with me. So I was like learning these things. And my other little sister helped write. We were like writing together, right? We were the girl Jonas Brothers, which is
Oh,
hilarious.
nice.
But they also inspired like solace for myself. So like because I had so many siblings, I needed something that was mine. Like when you have so many kids, like there is no individualness. Like we
Oh,
were literally
yes.
called numbers when my dad was like calling us. Like he would like stomp on the ground, and if it stomped at 3, that means he wants me, right?
Oh, yeah.
We'd just wait for the stomps, and we'd be like, oh,
Mm.
dad
Oh,
wants you.
oh, I'm going. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So you
Mm,
kind of lose. And then same in high school, they all called us by our last name. Like I was not my name. So when I would write, it was something so special and so sacred and just mine. It and I was good at it. I understood, like I was just naturally good at it. And so it felt even better to do it. Um so that was a plus side of having, like, I don't know if it would have happened if I was an only child, like because I
right.
would, my mom would get us our own little books with locks on it, and I would like write my songs in there because it's mine. So it was a really unique experience of music and healthy competition. Like I wanted to be better at the guitar than my sister. Like I just wanted to be. I'm not, but I wanted to be.
Hell, you're better than me because I can't play the lick of it right now. I mean, I bought me a new uh PRS, and I never played
Okay,
it. I don't know why.
that's okay. You still have time.
I just bought it because it was green. I love green and orange. That's green, green right here.
Yes, that
And
heart
that's
chakra
good.
color.
Yes, yeah. Can you be taught perfect pitch? Has your sister
I
tried
think
to?
you're born with perfect pitch. I think
Okay,
you have relative, you can be taught relative pitch.
relative pitch. Okay, but not perfect
Yes.
pitch.
Unfortunately, no.
Oh my
That is
god!
that is a gift that you're born with.
Why can we be born with that gift, right? But that's all
I
good.
know. That's okay. I'm a hard worker anyway, so I like a
Yes,
challenge.
as long as you got relative pitch, that's all you need, right? Uh, so you've been described as someone who crafted a sound that transcends genres. Okay. So can you share how you found your unique voice in a crowded music scene?
Yeah, well, it started pretty early. So I have a naturally low voice. I have a naturally low singing voice. I'm an alto. Alto two, boo boo boo. Um, but I got a unique experience. So when I went to college, I had a vocal professor, Dr. Sims, who is incredible. He's a famous gospel singer, very incredible. So when I became his student, I am a rule breaker. I don't really care about the rules. I'm like, how many classical songs do we actually need to do, and how much do we not have to? So I'm like, I will do exactly how many we do, and then let's do some other stuff. And so he kind of was like, okay, I'll break the rules with you, and allowed me to like craft my what my music program looked like. So for my senior recital, yes, I did like 3 opera songs, but I also did Hosier's Take Me to Church, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm like these he really taught me how to be in my body and like how to shape the sound around. He really taught me like what my voice can sound like in a song. He would always say, "Don't sing like them, sing like you." Right? You can sing their song, but sing like you.
Mhm.
And he was really instrumental to me carving out what I sound like. And then fast forward to go to the music scene in Portland. Everyone is a singer songwriter. Everyone, you got a guitar and a sad song, you can be in
You're
Portland.
done, right? Yeah. Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to be that, and I have such a. I mean, every time I enter a space, I'm always like, what's the bare minimum we have to do so that I can do whatever the frick I want to do.
Yeah.
So when I got there, I was like, okay, cool. I'll do it acoustic, but it's gonna be pop. It might be a guitar, but it's gonna have 3 vocalists. Like I'm gonna do
Wow.
whatever I want. And it got me into stuff like I played this sold out music festival show, which is like an R&B soul festival, and I'm a pop girly, so I'm just doing pop on stage, you know. Yeah, and I think it's my just unique ability to be like, do we have to do it that way?
Yeah.
Because we don't. There's no
No.
rules.
No. When it comes to music, there are strictly no
There are no
rules
rules.
at all. There's
Yeah.
not a. I guess there's rules how to play guitar and how to play an
Yes.
instrument.
There's structure.
Yes, but when you write your, it's all you.
Well, even the guitar example, you can tune it to a different. You can tune it to C, right? You can
Right.
literally untune your guitar to a different, and then you can play that, or
Right.
you can restring it and play it left-handed, but it's like facing the right side. You know what I mean? Like there really are no rules there.
No,
It's like,
no. Well, you're right. There's like, literally no rules to music. I guess.
yeah.
All it is you
So
gotta
I just
work.
live that every single day.
Yeah.
That's how I approach art. Like if I knew no one's going to tell me what to do, and everything is literally a blank slate. How am I going to do this?
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. You are a pop artist, genre pop artist.
Yeah,
Um, okay, so that's your first favorite genre, or is that your
that's my
like?
favorite.
Okay, yeah, because many artists kind of sway in between because just because a genre of what the music they go for the other one, right? So what's your
Yeah.
okay? So we learned that you pop is your favorite. What's your second favorite?
Oh gosh, for me to write or just to listen to?
Let's do both. Yeah.
Okay, so I think I like bedroom pop, like to write. So like Beanie or Tate McRae
Okay.
or Chelsea Cutler,
Yeah.
Jesse Reyes. They're kind of like the bedroom pop.
Well,
Um, and to listen to, I like R&B. I absolutely
nice.
love Victoria Monet, Masego. Yeah. And I like to listen to female hip hop. Meg the Stallion all day, every day. If I'm having a bad day, I just turn on Meg the Stallion radio and I just let it play.
She has her own radio station now. Well,
On Spotify, it's
I
like
guess
Meg the
Spider.
Stallion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It's
yeah.
playlist.
Meg the Stallion and Doechii are my top 2 artists right now. Oh gosh.
I gotta get you to send me a list of what you listen to because
I have.
I'm always like searching for new artists,
This is for your listeners on Kingsley Spotify. If you scroll down, there will be my playlists.
yeah,
I make tons, and I always try to do Black female artists in
yeah,
every single genre. So
great,
acoustic, rock, neon soul, country. If you scroll down, I'm a finder. I love finding music.
no,
And especially like black female artists, I want to highlight
oh yeah,
in
yeah.
obscure genres like alt. There's an alt rock band that I absolutely love. So yeah, if you're like, what is Kingsley listening to? Go to my Spotify and scroll down into my playlist and you'll see it.
I'm definitely gonna have to find it because I love female voices more than anything in
Me
the
too.
world. You know.
Oh,
I
they
don't.
just carry.
It's
Don't tell Usher that. Don't tell Usher.
I don't care. I'll tell him. Bring him on. Bring him on the show. I'll tell him every day, all day. Yeah, no, it's something about their voice register that just does something to my soul. I don't know what it is. I can't explain it.
At frequencies, I truly believe in frequency,
Yeah.
right?
Oh
That
yeah.
higher frequency, especially because you said your favorite color is green and orange, and that's your third and fourth chakra, right? So
Yeah.
I know you like that middle to chest voice just hitting your soul.
Yes. Yeah. See, it
Yeah.
works right. Yeah. Uh. So. Okay. So you self-produced your first album in your parents' basement. So what were the most surprising lessons you learned about the music industry after you got into it?
Yeah.
What you learned, good and bad. I mean, obviously, there's going to be some good and bad to everything, but what did you learn from it?
Yeah. So it's actually I produced my very first song, Lie Detector, in my
Song.
parents'
Oh,
basement.
okay. Yes, yes. I'm
Which
sorry.
isn't on any record. It was just a single that I did
Oh,
2011 but right before I graduated high school. And then I went to college and my next record wasn't until 2018. So from
right. Yeah,
2011 to 2018, I
yeah, that's
hadn't
a big
recorded
gap.
music.
Yeah,
Right. And so I was in school learning about making music, but not making music, which is just a whole nother topic. But when I started my first project, I thought I knew everything because I'd made one song. I came in
right.
there like, all you got to do is do this, this. Like, I had no idea about like hiring musicians or even like what type of sounds you can have outside of like what's on your laptop, right? Because if I'm only paying for this beat program, but there are thousands of beat programs out there, or do I have a live drummer do it instead of doing the beat program, right? So and the budget. I think what I started to learn was start with your end date, like what day do you want the project to be done, and the budget, and then work your way backwards.
Yes.
I was just like every day trying to truck more and more without seeing the clear ending. So it's really hard to see the end when you don't start with it. That's the biggest lesson that I learned. And I coach artists on this too. I'm like, pick the date for the record, pick the date for the singles, and put the budget together first and work backwards.
Yeah,
Um, yeah.
it's good. Is now artists can contact you through your email or do they go to your website?
Yeah. Yeah. So I own a branding agency. So I'm a branding
Okay.
agency owner by day and an indie pop artist by night. And so I work on tons of brand projects and I get hired to do creative director for music videos and photo shoots.
Right.
And then help people like craft their story. So for example, when people ask me like, what does your music sound like? Instead of saying alternative pop, bedroom pop, I
Yeah.
say my music sounds like the first sip of champagne, which that in
Yeah.
itself
That's
lets you know that you're about to have some fun with this girl,
yes.
with this
Yeah.
record.
Yeah.
So and champagne you sip for tons of different reasons. So you'll
Right.
have to listen to my music to find out why.
Y'all, you go. Yeah.
So
Um.
yeah, artists can contact me on Instagram
Yeah.
if they want to some
Right.
help with direction.
All right. And yeah. Okay. So not only that, you are a busy lady because you have a lipstick line out right now. Um. So what inspired you to launch it and host the meditation and breath work retreats?
Yeah, I do. So I'll start with the retreats. I do
Yeah.
annual songwriting retreats, and I do breath work with clients like twice a month. They're like solo breath working. And that started from COVID, right?
Yeah.
Um, I needed help regulating myself, and I took a bunch of breathwork class. I got a bunch of certifications, and then I started testing it out on my friends. All my friends know if they're having a bad day to call me. I will do a quick little 10-minute session with them.
Yeah.
And to the point where I got hired to do something my friend was hosting a virtual thing and she was like, "Oh, just jump on really quick and do the breathwork thing you do with me." And I'm like, "Okay." I didn't know the name was breathwork facilitator yet. I was like,
Right.
"Yeah, sure." So I jump on there and I do the little thing that I do with everyone. I'm not knowing what it is. And one of the girls from there worked for a really big Fortune 500. She was like, "We're going to fly you out and I want you to do it here." Still don't know the name of it yet. So I go there and I'm like, "Here's my little thing." And then from there, I got hired to do it on a retreat. Now I have the name. They're like, "That's a breathwork facilitator." And I'm like, "Oh, that's really cool."
That's awesome.
And that's where I started doing that. So I literally it's on my Patreon. Like you can sign up to do breathwork sessions with me and they're really fun and it really helps me to center myself. The more I do it with other people, I have to do myself first. I have to ground myself first in order to work. And that helped with my depression. It's helped with my suicide. So and then I get to help other people, right?
Right.
So it's like this give and take. So that's how the breathwork started, which is just funny. And then the lipstick line that started from COVID too. And it was this amazing business owner called Event Cosmetics who has owns my line. And I literally was walking downtown like 2020 June, and I saw her in her window. She's my best friend's mom's like employee. Like my best friend's mom used to work at this makeup store.
Yeah.
And
I'm
this
trying
lady,
to
Kathy,
I'm trying to
this
follow
lady,
the line.
Kathy owns
Yeah.
it.
It's like, yeah, I got it. Yeah.
So
Yes.
I'm like banging on the door and I'm like, Catherine, let me in. She's like, "Hi, Kingsley." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, COVID. I have a record
Yeah.
that's coming out and I don't know what to do." And she's like, "Well, why don't you put one of my products with your record so that way you can help me because sales have been down, because people are wearing masks and they're not taking care of their skin." And that turned into a whole thing where she re-envisioned three of my songs to look like three lipsticks. So three songs on my record literally are embodied as lipsticks. And then
Yes.
once the record was out, we had to do more, right? So we really released six full products that are named after things for that represent Kingsley, and it was
Right.
really fun to re-envision what my music is in a product. Right? We know what the writing is, but like, what would therapy look like on lips? You
Right.
know?
Exactly. It's like, yeah,
Yeah,
because I was gonna ask you about how did you incorporate lipstick and music get together, and you worded that perfectly. You know. Yeah. That's
yeah.
awesome. All right. So what was the most impactful moment for you while recording at Abbey Road? Because I know that's
Realizing,
like a legendary place. You know, everybody wants to record there. Well,
yeah.
what was the experience for you? Did you enjoy it? Did you not like it so much?
I think we always we put ourselves so far from stars and we don't need to.
Yeah.
So like being in that room made me realize like my dreams are not as big of wishes that I make them seem out to be. They're not as far away, right? Um, I am like Beyonce. I'm hardworking. I love my music. And
Yeah.
so I was in the same room that the Beatles were in, like Studio 2, and I just kind of thought about the impact that I want my music to make and the impact that they made, and that we're not different. And it was one of the most, it was like a keep going kind of a whisper
Yeah.
that Abbey Road is really cool, but so many people can do this. It's
Yeah.
not a far dream.
Okay. So, so if I say, do you prefer the Beatles or the Rolling Stones? You're gonna break Beatles all the way, right? Because Beatles is just, or do you like the Stones? Because we,
Oh,
I
I'm
love
gonna say I like the Rolling Stones more.
why, dude. I love the Beatles. No, but
I
that's okay.
know.
Yeah, yeah.
Bleep
But
that
that
part out.
there you go. Yeah. No, but yeah. It's something that's really great with me. Is my aunt really loves the Beatles. She brought me up on the Beatles, so I'm like I can't deny the Beatles.
Yeah.
And you being ever
We
road, I
did.
thought
No, I did so many Beatle transcriptions in college that
yeah.
I was so over their music. But I was
Oh,
like, if
okay,
I have
fair
to
enough.
transcribe one more song by them, I
Yeah,
swear.
fair
So
enough.
I
My
didn't I didn't overdo it with Rolling Stones. So I feel like that's why I can still listen to their music. I don't go back into like, oh
okay.
my gosh, this is due at midnight listening to
All
them.
right, yeah, yeah. Oh, this just came to me. While I was politely stalking your Instagram, I don't want you to think I'm fucking you for sure. But I've heard it. You coined the term mirror twerking. What is
Yeah.
that? Because I
Mirror
because I
twerking.
yeah.
It's just dancing in the mirror. It's like
Okay,
twerking, but
okay,
looking at yourself, right? It's like this
got
this
it.
way of love to be like, look at me go. Look at that girl
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
It's like when you get your groove back. So like when you get out of a relationship, we know twerking releases trauma in the hips. We know that,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
That's science. That's
I
not
didn't
me
know that.
just making it up.
Okay.
That's yeah. So
Okay.
it releases trauma in the hips, twerking. And so, yeah, my music, like also tastes like champagne, which is one
Well, yeah. Yeah.
audience that I'm trying to reach. The other audience are for the people that just got out of heartbreak, right?
There you
This is
go.
sad music, but this is for you to dance in the mirror, sing along to, and remember that you are special. You
Mm.
are going to prevail and you will find love again. In this moment, I want you to love yourself.
Yeah. Well, in this moment, I still hate Valentine's Day. I suppose as like
Period.
yes,
I don't like it either. I
anti
don't care for
Valentine's
it.
gang.
Yes.
It's all the rage. Yeah. Because you hear about these terms and like, okay, well, that means this. That mean I've never heard mirror twerking, so thank you. Now
Yeah,
I know
you're
what it is.
welcome.
Yeah. So, all right. So we have two more questions for you, and before we let you go, I'm not sure how long you have,
No,
but we'll try
we're
to wrap
doing
this up
great.
in like 20. Like it's these two questions for you. Uh, th- this is gonna be the two of my hardest questions I've asked for you today. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Mount Rushmore. Four bands or artists that you would put on there. Who would it be? Nope.
Beyonce,
Okay, that's one.
Meg the Stallion,
Two,
No Name, who's from Chicago, an incredible rapper,
three,
and me.
and
I want to
you.
be next to
You.
them. I want to
Yes,
be right next to them.
we gotta have you on there. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, but I'm sure your list is gonna change minute to minute, day to day. So I mean,
Oh
there's
my
so many
gosh,
great
yeah.
artists out there. It's
There's
hard.
just four. I'm like, we can carve so many more.
Right. 18 or 19, we can just do the whole row of all the great artists. Yeah, but okay. All right. So we got to have you on there. Beyonce is a great singer
Beyonce's
too.
high up there.
Yeah. And you said No Name?
Yes.
Okay. Because I never heard of him. Her. Yeah.
Girl, her,
Girl,
yeah.
okay, her. Okay.
Yeah.
You got to send me that too. Yeah.
I will send you No
All
Name.
right.
That's a
And
great,
then,
great
eh,
Chicago rapper.
and then the last one is Meg the Stallion, correct?
Yes.
Cool. Nice. Good. Good. Four. So, okay. Now, my very last question is going to be harder than this one. Oh, I'm pulling out the guns, right? So, okay. So, this is the question I ask every guest that comes on. Um, so, is there an album, artist, or song that you can listen to, but you can't tell me, your dad, your mom, your whole family how it makes you feel deep inside your soul?
Oh, wow. Yeah, Nirvana by Sam Smith is start to finish. Such a great song for whenever when I don't feel like writing,
Yeah.
I just want to be, I want someone else to say it for me. Nirvana by Sam Smith.
Nirvana. Okay. I was because there's a band Nirvana. I'm like, yes,
Oh
but
no,
I
not
didn't,
Nirvana bands by Sam Smith.
right, yeah, but I didn't know Sam Smith had a song, so thank you for that too, because
Oh yeah, his whole record is called Nirvana and
okay. Oh, so the whole record. Okay, okay, perfect, perfect.
yeah.
Yeah, that just does something to your soul, right? You can't explain. That's perfect because that's exactly what I wanted to do. Just you to
It's my take in
say.
record when I'm sad. I just
Okay.
take it in
Yeah.
and let it do its job. I don't
Yeah.
always that's what I've learned about myself. I don't always need to create in order to process an experience. And I feel like sometimes as creatives, we forget that you can take in art too, and it does the same job, right? You
Right.
don't always need to be in creation mode. Sometimes you need to be in reception mode,
Yeah.
or receiver mode so that you can make better art. Yeah. So shout out to Sam Smith for making that one that speaks directly to me.
Yeah, everybody needs an album for every emotion. Happy, sad, anger, lonely. And I
Yeah.
guess that's your way to
Oh yeah.
get out of anything you. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I have songs for each. I mean, each emotion, right? Is like Rico Nasty. She's a great. If you're angry, listen to Rico Nasty. She scream raps. You will just get it out of your body. Like
Right.
if I'm sad about a boy, then it's Jesse Reyes. If
Right.
I'm super duper happy, it's definitely like Masego's last record. If I want to like feel good, it's Kid Tronada's Timeless that he just released. Like there's so many for every mood that I have. There is my like my go-to gems.
Right. Yeah. Cool. Cool. Okay. So, Come and Find Me will be your third record. Uh, okay. So when is that coming out?
Oh, no
Oh,
clue.
that, no clue. No, you can't say that.
Come to find out, we don't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I see what you did there. That's great. Yeah. But okay. So if you just text me when it's coming out, I can blast it to all my
Yeah.
listeners and everything. Cause I just
So one song is out.
okay.
It's My Love, the first single. Next year, we'll start releasing more singles. We're 4 songs done with 5 songs to go.
All right. So yes. Okay. So everybody listening, go to I am Kingsley KINGSLEY.com and go to her EPK section. She has an EPK, and there's a video of the song called "My Love," which is out right now, which I love. And that has a little bit of cussing too, but that's
A
okay.
lot of cuss. Opening
Lot,
cuss line.
there you go. But it's needed, right? It's definitely needed. And you are on Instagram, TikTok. I think you're on LinkedIn too, right? Cause
Yeah,
I,
for my business. I'm on like
cause
everything.
I, cause
I
I
love
added,
connecting.
yeah, cause I added you on LinkedIn, so
Hey.
be sure to check that out. So, uh, okay, so what's one thing that you could tell your fans and my fans about how to like, I mean, do you want to let them know about anything that's going on else?
Yeah, no, I think the best way to support me right now is my merch. So if you
Merch.
go to my Instagram, all my merch is print on demand. All you have to do is click on like the link in the bio, like we're always supposed to do. And if you scroll down, you'll see a thing that says merch. And it'll take you to my merch site. And I think that's the best way to support me right now since I don't have any music coming out. And
Yeah.
if I'm in your city, like follow me on Instagram. If I'm in your city and people DM me, I do go meet people. I'm like always down,
Wait.
always
Okay.
down.
Okay. So when are you coming to Columbia, South Carolina? You need to.
I got you.
I mean,
Yeah. Yes,
well,
yes, I'm down. You have to take me to like your favorite local spot. Like this
yes.
is why I want to experience the cities.
Right.
I'm
Okay.
always like
Okay.
that.
So you're going to other countries very, very soon, right?
Yeah.
Like in the next 3 months, maybe after that, you come down here and I can
Yeah,
take you there.
summer of
Yes.
next year.
Yes. Let's do it. Let's
All
get it in the bus. All right. Yeah. I
right.
can't
Hell
wait to
yeah.
meet you. All right. So
Yeah.
we honestly thank you for coming on, Kingsley, and we are thrilled to listen to more of your music, even though it has some cussing in it, but that's okay. It's all good. A little bit. No, it's like a lot, right? But but okay. So we thank you for coming on, and please come back anytime you want to. And with that said, everybody listening, always remember when words fail, music speaks. Bye, guys.